Back from the dead.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're all invited to go fucking mental on this motherfucking drop. The countdown has just begun. Are you ready? Let's go.
Now we're back from the dead. We're back from the dead.
Hell yeah.
We're back from the dead.
Are you ready? Let's go.
Back from the dead.
We're back from the dead.
Hell yeah.
We're back from the dead. Back from the dead. Back from the dead.
Good morning, everyone. How are we doing today? Welcome up to the Stocked Up live stream. I hope that everyone's having a great morning so far. Wow, the market is pretty insane here today. We're seeing SPY attempt a comeback, which is good. Now, the PCE data did release, and guess what? It wasn't very exciting. It came in right at expectations. I guess that could be exciting for some, but nonetheless, it caused the market to pretty much just stay stagnant. Now, the SPY did drop down in pre-market. As soon as pre-market opened, we had a pretty decent drop-off there. 648.50 all the way down to 646.65, it looks like, but we'll just say the 646.50 support to make it simple. Now, it's trying to come back up, of course, here, running into like 648, 647.60, and is very slow. I think everybody's going to be watching and waiting to see, are we going to push 650 and that all-time high or not? I think that there's a possibility of that here. Of course, looking at some key resistances, looking at this peak from yesterday right at open, essentially that's the high of pre-market today. That is going to be a major area to watch for. If the SPY can, get above there as we're watching it today, maybe we could go for a move towards 650. I think that could be in the cards, especially that since the PCE data didn't really surprise all that much. I thought it was great to see it come in around expectations. If you look at the consensus category, you can see like core PCE month over month, 0.3, consensus 0.3, personal income 0.4, consensus 0.4. Personal spending, 0.5. Consensus, 0.5. So everything right at expectations except for one. So I guess we could say mostly everything. But goods trade balance came in at negative 103.6 billion versus an $89.5 billion reading. Again, I don't think anyone even really looks or knows what that is. So everyone's worried about PCE and what the consumers are doing there. Man, that SPY reading is pretty insane. I like 648 overhead resistance. That is going to be critical here as the day progresses. Give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second. One sec. All right. Open door continues up. OPEN. Open door. Pretty nice run. Up to around $4.75. See if I can push that again. But yeah, looking pretty solid again at open. Open door, I guess, continues to open the door for many bullish trading opportunities. Pretty funny. Bounced right off $4 support recently the past couple trading days. I do like that support bounce. It's not bad. Check in on a few stocks today. LLY is not too bad. Mason says, I called you at 1 a.m. to show you the bent rims on the car. Do what? Oh no, Chase. Not again. You joined a stream from last week? Everyone was packing the Jackson Hole. I wouldn't want to go back to that time. FaceTime at 12:53. QQQ pulling back pretty harshly here, guys. SPY starting to pull back as well. Nvidia pulling back there under 177, causing a lot of pressure to be put on the SPY. Look at this trend line here on Nvidia that gave out today. Ooh, not the best sign. Not the best sign at all. That's a pretty good trend to see break in there. Nvidia pulling back pretty harshly. That is a rough one. Man, Tessie's starting to pull back pretty harshly too. That SPY drop is pretty nasty here. Big pullback off of 648, 647.50. Wow, look at the way in which SPY is actually starting to drop off. And Nvidia is really adding pressure in. That is a lot of pressure. Let's look at the Mag 7 setup in general here. Google's attempting to rise, which is nice, but look at Microsoft even pulling back. Nvidia. Tesla's been down a little bit here from open. Google's the one shining light, I'd say. It's not even up that much, though, in reality. What's up, Autumn? Man, my draft went terrible. I can't believe I got an email that said I'm going to go 5 and 10. That had me laughing. I was like, no way. I didn't think I was going to be terrible, but I guess I am. Me and my friend, I had to send him screenshots. It wouldn't let him draft with us. It was dumb. Oh, you didn't get who you wanted? Okay. Oh, Autumn says because it's Friday. Yep, you're looking for that Friday wild action. Or as you like to say, maybe the lack thereof. The SPY could start to really drop off here. It would be interesting to see it come down to test support from this week. I'd say I like 642 to 643 is a pretty solid range. Obviously, that would be a big drop today. I would doubt that it would drop that much, but over the next few days, if we do see a pullback, that would be one of the bigger targets down here. I would think the SPY has a good shot to try to hold support, though, if it does test. It's held this pretty well the past few days. Alibaba's crazy after earnings. Yeah, Baba is insane, isn't it? Speaking of Baba, looking at the daily chart, Baba is on fire here. Mainly going to be watching like 135 coming up. Let's check the high of pre-market here. 130, 131. Man, Baba really up. It's a crucial resistance that they're sitting at here at 130, but said I had a hard time at the end, Mason. You got stuck into an auto a couple times. Then at the end, I just couldn't find who I wanted. Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully it's a fun year. Have some fun with that. You think this could be a good entry level for Nvidia going back? NVDA? I don't really love it. Now, you might be able to find an intraday scalp back to the upside. Don't get me wrong. I do like 174.50 to 175 as a pretty decent area of support. And there could be a slight bounce back here. I just don't love it. I feel the way in which Nvidia is moving today is pretty rough. Again, it probably will find some support as it gets and maybe approaches the low from Wednesday on their earnings. But just be a little careful here. You know, they had that bad move with earnings. I would not be surprised if they tried to test down there. And if we're talking about getting long-term shares, I think the best thing to do is to dollar cost average in if you really do like Nvidia, because you don't want to necessarily try to time up every dip. You know, what if it keeps dipping, right? So then you might, you know, dollar cost average in as it continues to dip, so your price gets lower, and then you'll be kind of in the driver's seat as it starts to come back. There we go, though. New low of the day hit again. Another drop-off. Good morning, good morning. If you're just now joining up, destroy that like. Let's get it, let's get it.
All right, all right, all right.
Nvidia with the pullback today, down 3% now. Quite the number. Tesla coming back down as well, under 345 actually. It tried to hold support there for a little while and just now gave it out. There is minor support though at 344, so might see some chop around here too. Bounced off of there in pre-market multiple times. Go back to Baba real fast, starting to point higher once again. Maybe there could be some scalping opportunity here as it approaches the high of the day. You know, it's been a hot one so far. You could maybe go for a high of a day breakout if it starts to break. I would keep it quick, but it has been one of the hot stocks of the day. Affirm is leading the watch list, up 18% following their earnings. They were up quite a bit in pre-market, I saw, but even better at open. Yeah, they call that the snake draft, Autumn. That's how I always do it in baseball. Nice. Demir made a good scalp on Nvidia down. Let's go, man. I love to hear that. Mason's loving this for the SPY puts. Hell yeah. Great move down here. I didn't think there was much reason to go long until we broke that pre-market high. Or pre-market resistance, sorry. Not technically the high, but pre-market resistance. I said he bought Nvidia on the second dip. Nice. Quick scalp. Does seem like Nvidia's trying to approach this lower area of support now. 173.50 to 174 is an area I've had for quite a while. Let's look at it on the 15-minute. There's been a lot of touches on this one. 174, 175. It's a pretty big range. Obviously, Nvidia's a bit wild, so a lot of the wicks extend slightly through, but there's a lot of good touches as well. Throw up the Mag 7 setup really fast. All right, all right. Look at Meta now pulling back down, applying more pressure to SPY, which is at 645 now. Dang, SPY starting to really dip. Meta, Amazon. The bulls are going to be running back to hibernation today now. My gosh. After all this nice bullish activity lately. Today, unfortunately, goes red, but that's okay. It's a day to adapt, that's for sure. Day to adapt. I've loved the recent run, though. Amazing push to 650. Might just be seeing a bit of profit taking, which is fine. There's big resistance there on SPY, so keep your eyes on it. Almost looks like a head and shoulders pattern. Pretty good head and shoulders pattern as well. Played out pretty well overall. But I love that resistance there from pre-market. Even from yesterday morning, where it touched. Nvidia is finding some support at 174 now. Awesome stuff there for those of you that took the profits, I would say. Good timing. Even if it does continue down later, you can always try to catch the move again rather than continue to hold all day.
Push me down to the ground. What goes around comes around. You won't put the flame out. You can't get to me. Say what you wanna say. Go take it all away. But I'm here to stay. No, you can't get to me. And there is no barricade that I can tear away. Shoot me down, go fire away, away. But I'm a heavyweight. I'm a heavyweight. I'm a heavyweight. I'm a heavyweight.
Hey Tom, I'm experiencing your type of weather, hot and humid. Uh-oh. That means you stay inside. No, I'm kidding. It's probably pretty rough, though, sometimes. It actually got really good now here. It's been like 75 to 85 lately. Really nice. What's the best part, Demir? Demir doesn't own an air conditioner. You know what, Demir? I actually thought you didn't, but I didn't want to say it in case I forgot, but that's crazy. Hopefully it gets nicer soon there. It should almost be getting like fall weather, right? You think so, Mason? 630? Palantir pulling back a little bit at open. Palantir is about to break a trend of higher lows. If they break down a little bit today underneath like 153, it'd be given out.
The world has been broke down. The world is just announced. Final time is now. The final time to bow.
SPY's trying to hold this like 645.50 to 645.80 support range.
Awakening is clear. I could show you how. I could show you how to fight them. I could show you.
Starting to sell off again. 1 minute candles pointing back down after attempting to bounce there. Go back to Mag 7. Meta's turning over harder. Google, which has been the saving grace, is starting to turn too. Tesla's right around that low of the day. Microsoft as well. Gosh, guys, if these supports give out, like if Meta starts to give out under that low, Microsoft like this, oh yeah, SPY's gonna start again, and there it goes. Amazon bottom right, approaching low of day. Meta just made a new low of the day. Microsoft pushing, Google pushing. Wow. Apple's attempting to hold, that's good. Not gonna help very much though. Dang, SPY. 645.40 coming up. The downside pressure continues. All right, here's our next area of support. Mason goes, I'd cry, Autumn, if it happens between now and Friday of next week. I'm rich. Got 8 650 puts for 919 left. Is it a good time to buy Tesla 0 DTE calls? I don't think I would buy 0 DTE calls on Tesla at all today, honestly, Pony. I'm not a big 0 DTE player in general. I'd rather just buy out to the next week and have a lot more safety and not have to deal with the insane volatility that the options will be coming with. They'll still be pretty volatile, don't get me wrong, but it's just not going to be as nuts, which is fine with me. I'd rather have a higher win rate. I hope so. You'll find situations on 0 DTEs where you see people make a killing, but I would bet money that like 99% of them probably don't end up very good at the end of the day. If they're hitting 0 DTEs all the time. You can give yourself a slight edge in the stock market, and 0 DTE is not it. Definitely not. Definitely not. I keep 5% of my capital in Robinhood just for 0 DTEs and UFC futures. Boeing pulling back slightly. SPY is bouncing now actively off 645.50 support. It is holding pretty well at the moment. Pepsi's doing good so far, Anthony said. Let's go see PEP. 148.50, solid resistance there. I like that daily chart action, daily chart move. Solid by Pepsi. Look at it following the trend pretty perfectly. It's bouncing off the trend right now. I'm sure there's a lot of people that are going to be watching this for a better possible run here out of Pepsi, especially, you know, they had that Celsius deal today. I don't know if you guys saw that news or not, but Celsius had some news. I believe Pepsi increased their stake in them by like 500 million maybe. Yeah, $585 million. Pretty big. Pretty big. Good run by Celsius here. Tom, what's your favorite, Pepsi or Coke? Wow, that's a tough question. Do you specifically mean Pepsi or Coke? As in, like, the dark soda? Or do you mean, like, just the brand in general? Yeah. Jake already knows. That's hilarious, Jake. It's definitely Mountain Dew, so that's kind of what I was getting at. Dr. Pepper's the best, Jin said. I was waiting for some answers like that. I'm sure some people think that as well. Man, Tesla pulling back here, 342. Tesla pulling back, guys. Rough action. Watch for that low of yesterday to possibly test again. 340. Now, it is on the pretty decent support here, though. 342 is not bad. Root beer, Pony said. I haven't heard anyone say that in a while. Wow, Tesla broke 342, like, no problem. No problem there. Wow, still getting this massive drop out of the SPY. 644. Coming up. Pretty big downside move here with the SPY. $644 is solid coming up. This is a solid area of support on SPY here at 644. We'll see if it can attempt to hold or not. It might not be able to hold up, though. This is a massive drop. Might try to attempt to hold. Let's see. When I say try to attempt, it could definitely just look like this and then just drop right off again. There's these actual drive-through restaurants where they specifically sell sodas. You can mix them up too. What? That's crazy. Ooh, there goes SPY. Breaking through 644 a little bit. Gosh, the momentum is amazing here. What a good drop. My gosh, every support level is just breaking like butter. The Mag 7 is flushing Nvidia. Ooh, I was about to say new low of the day. It's straddling. It's straddling. Man, Apple started really turning over there. Autumn said, happy Friday and adios. My BFF's taking me on a B-Day trip. I'm going to miss my crazy coworkers, though. I'd have to go pack and get my stuff together. DM me if SPY hits 6:30. Sounds good, Autumn. Hey, thanks for joining up. Have a good trip. Have a good trip. Try not to look at it too much. Remember, always good to turn off every once in a while. Have a great one, though. Seriously. Ryan says mRNA is under that 2415 level that you mentioned. mRNA selling off. Good to see support breaking. Hell yeah. Great opportunity down. Especially with the market selling, it definitely helps. It does have weak correlation to SPY, but nonetheless, it's probably because it sucks usually when SPY is doing good. NXE calls just printed. Next Gen Energy. 7.75, 7.76, starting to bounce a little bit. Checking out Tesla here, pulling back under $340. Oh, Autumn said she's going to the Bahamas. Let's go. She heard me. Thank you. That's sick. Yeah, have a great time. That'll be really fun. Man, Tesla, 340 just gave out, and it is selling down now all the way to 339. The momentum just continues to print to the downside. This is pretty wild as we head towards September. Our traders starting to become fearful of September. It's a big question. That's a good point here. We're probably seeing some profit taking at key levels ahead of the worst month of the year, which is September. We can see how rough it really is. Looking at some news here. University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Final. Came in at 55.9. Let me go to the economic calendar here. 58.2 versus 58.6 expected. Okay. There's a few different numbers that came out for that, but looking at the main one here, 58.2 versus 58.6, not the best, but you know, again, the market's taking off and selling down in a pretty massive way anyways. Wow, what a massive pullback, though. 644 is trying to hold. The support that we talked about is attempting a hold. Again, it doesn't mean it's going to hold up all day, but it's attempting, kind of like we attempted to hold 645.50 earlier. It could end up like 645.50 and still give out, but we're watching it carefully. If you're still short, you know, I think that's fine. But if we start to trade back up into this range, it's going to be tough for you. So far, so good, though, staying pretty low. Oh, wow, new low of the day. There we go. There goes 644. Man, 644 even gives out. Only by a little bit so far, but it did drop. Technically broke it. Seems like it's getting a bit choppy now. Almost like it's slowed down a little bit, but let's see. You know, whenever next week starts, Monday will be the first day of September, the worst month of the year. Well, granted, keep in mind, there's no trading Monday, but Monday is the 1st of September. Just if you guys didn't know that, by the way, there is no trading Monday for Labor Day. Trading starts on Tuesday, the 2nd of September here. Hey, Tom, should I buy covered puts if the market's falling? You could buy puts to try and, like, hedge. That might not be a bad scenario there. If the market's falling, you could look at doing cash-secured puts on some stocks that start falling down. Of course, you know, you might want to wait for a little bit of a pullback, but I do think that would be smart to do some cash-secured puts, which are kind of like covered puts, you know? They're covered by that cash, technically, which makes it cash-secured, but gold miners are up bigly, Tangy Man says. GLD 316. Wow. I didn't even check on gold again. I knew it was hot, though. Everybody was saying it in the chat. I do think, Demir, that puts could go a long way, but I will say it's not always the best to try and just hedge with puts all the time on the first initial drop, but I do think the SPY is at a crucial level, and we are heading into the worst month of the year. So maybe even looking at some type of swing opportunity in that way could be not a bad thesis, really. Like, if we're talking about getting into the worst month of the year, we're at resistance. I think it's not bad. The one big thing I would say, though, is that the SPY could probably chop around a lot here, especially with how volatile it dropped off today. Like, it could probably bounce and try to come back to, like, 645.50, etc. I feel like you could maybe catch a better entry, but if you're willing to swing it throughout the month of September, it's not terrible. Now, if it breaks 650, I think you gotta cut. Now, depending on what you get, even getting back to 650 would probably be pretty brutal for a lot of contracts. So again, like, maybe trying to work it out where you get something that will allow you to see that level test, or at least see like 648 test, I think would be smart, just so you don't get wiped out by normal volatility. STZ and Bud are up. STZ Constellation brands. Okay. Pretty nice there. That's interesting. Yeah. STZ moving a bit higher. Bud up. Wow, Bud gapped out on their earnings back at the end of July. I know they're not like the most popular stock, so I'm sure we didn't even bat an eye at them, but still, that's a big drop off. When were they dropping because of that weird stuff? Oh, that was back in the end of 24, I think. That was pretty brutal. I know a lot of people who bought up that dip, though, and ended up making bank off of that situation. Oh, Tangyman bought it. Yeah, there we go. I was going to say, man, I know a lot of people that bought that, even like family members and stuff, which is kind of wild. And I would have never thought that they would have been buying that. Palantir, good movement back. Pretty good movement off support so far with Palantir. Held 154.50, 155. It did have that weird 1 minute candle where it flushed, but it almost seemed like a weird hit right there. Like somebody decided to sell like a ton of shares or something. That's crazy. Huge drop off, but immediate recovery. Hey, 644. Wow. It did technically break down whenever we had that big red candle come through it, but it held up again, and we're continuing to see it hold. Wow. It's so volatile. You got to give or take a little bit at these supports. These wicks love to extend under slightly. Market maker shenanigans, seriously. On Palantir, you probably mean. Go back to Tesla. All right, all right. 337.50, so it broke 340, tested the next support. Trying to come back. Look at the Mag 7 setup here today. Google still looks pretty decent for most other stocks out there. Great comeback by Google. Starting to rip back. Okay, Nvidia, Meta, Amazon, Tesla, yep. Everything's trying to hold its ground now. Might be seeing a bit of an intraday shift. QQQ support. Yep, held up pretty good. All right. Everything pretty much looks the same now. Let's go check out some growth stocks. Go back to open door. Pulled back a lot today. It is right around pretty good support from pre-market and right at open as well. So, open door testing some support. Baba, I know, has been a hot one today. Continues to rip. Wow, Baba. Yeah, that's a fire run there out of Baba. 133. You set your stop too high on GLD, made 99 cents per share. Annoyed? Oh. How you feeling about MRVL? These stocks have been doing pretty well. Look at MRVL. Of course, they fell off with earnings, but as we see, on the daily chart ahead of the earnings, MRVL was actually, ripping up over this past week. Now they had this massive drop-off. I've also been keeping an eye on MU, which is another chip stock that was actually moving pretty good at open again today, but then obviously, it looks like they fell off a lot. I haven't looked at them necessarily since the open, but nonetheless, that's a big pullback there. MRVL, massive drop on their earnings, though, down 16%. Kind of ruins that overall uptrend that they were in. Now this is shifting to the downside a bit with MRVL. If we zoom out on the hourly, we can see that it recently, as of today, broke through a massive area of support. So this is a big level to see give out at. That is crazy right there, actually. MRVL. Poor Marvel. If you guys didn't know, they're in the chip industry. This isn't Marvel Comics here. Had my stop high on GLD up 89% on Baba, Jin said. Whoa, 89%. There we go. That's a fire run for an intraday move. That's awesome. Let's go check Meta. Pulling back a lot here. Look at our Mag 7 setup one more time. Everything found a small support trying to hold up, but again, like we've been saying, it's been very bearish today, so it's not too surprising to see a slight support finally come into play. How's Zoom? Are they zooming today? Not a lot of stocks up in the green now, considering all these pullbacks going on. A lot of China stocks are up. Looks like some of the uranium stocks held a bit higher, like UEC, which is up 2% on the day still, even with the pullback at open. How about Quad U's? UUUU. Pulling back a little bit. They've been ripping lately, though. Let's go watch some stuff down. Big Bear AI. Just under $5 a share here. SoFi is off 2%. Let's see. SOFI. That overhead resistance is pretty nuts there. 2630, 2640. Pulling back a lot there. Don't be afraid to keep looking for more downwards action. Open door. Might not be able to come back today. Especially considering all the negativity out there. AMD ended up falling off 3% on that SPY move. Or we'll just say the entire market move. CGC leads the watch list down. Unfortunately, the pot stocks are not continuing today, which kind of sucks. You know, that's a sector that if the market does bad, we could probably see a better move coming in here. Thoughts on a firm, Tom? Rejected pretty hard off 100. AFRM, not bad. Good rip today, but I like that rejection that you're talking about. That is a critical resistance overhead. It is up so much that it could probably fall back down, no problem. Oof. It's just always risky playing these after earnings moves. You know, they can get pretty wild, but I like your mindset here. It's just like, okay, what's your risk management strategy going to be? Like, if it starts to pull back up, like, where are we going to cut? Like, are we going to cut if it breaks back above 95? I mean, that'd probably be a good spot to cut if it did. It might be shifting back up there. It's an interesting setup for sure. My barber said he can't cut my hair any longer. He can only cut it shorter. Oh, man. The Friday funny from Chase. Remembers and keeps it going. I take Venmo for those who like me. Everybody send Chase a tip. Mason tip Chase minus 50. It's like Chase gets on Venmo and there's like requests on there. Man, I've had friends prank me where they would like request like $500,000 or something, and I'm like, guys, stop it. Sorry about this, guys. 1 second. I'm going to throw up the Mag 7 really fast while I take care of a small issue here. Give me 1 second.
Thought I'd be better on my own. Sometimes what's right is wrong, and instead
All right, all right. Sorry about that, guys. Let's go. Let's go, let's go. Meta trying to hold its ground, bounce off 740 now. We are seeing stocks start to come up. I guess 644 is going to hold up on the SPY after all. It even came back down for a second test there and bounced off once again. A lot of wild price action with the SPY. Chase. Sometimes I wish that was the issues over other ones, for sure. Right with you there. Never gonna pay them, Mason Nichols. 13 more to pay that Venmo request. Tangy Man booked over 7K and realized gains this month. There we go, Tangy. That's solid. I like that. That's pretty fire. I love to hear that. One more sec, guys.
The attention, girl, I know you. But you're everything I want in life. We're fighting danger like kung fu. The love I feel is deep inside. The others don't matter. It's honestly us against the world. We're the perfect team. You're my dream, but I just want it. Can't get to myself. Can't get to myself. Can't get to myself. To myself. Can't get to myself. Can't get to myself. Can't get to myself. To myself. Can't get to myself. Can't get to myself. To myself. Can't get to myself. Can't get to myself. Can't get to myself. Oh baby, if you ever need a helper, hey, you should know that I'll be there day and night. Nobody else can love you better. I'm here just to treat you right. You're the reason I'm alive. You're the only pain I can endure. And when you're not here, you're my dream, but I just want it. Yeah, I just wanna. You're my dream, but I just want it. Can't get to myself. Can't get to myself. Can't get to myself. To myself. Can't get to myself. Can't get to myself. Can't get to myself. To myself. Can't get to myself. Can't get to myself. To myself. Can't get to myself. Can't get to myself. Can't get to myself. But I just want it.
Deep inside I knew from the start, you my bunny, I'm your Clark. From now to eternity I give you all my heart. We are meant to be, it's clear to see. My love is bigger than I thought. I got everything I want when I hold you with my arms. Others don't matter, my love and my pleasure, the key to my treasure. Whatever's the weather, day up and out with you till I die. How many times for you I'ma try? Want you to notice the one and I know this perfect soulmate. I wanna show it my best friend. She saved my life, my happy end in hard times.
Oh baby, hug it to myself, hug it to myself, hug it to myself. I just want it. Can't get to myself, can't get to myself, can't get to myself, to myself, can't get to myself, can't get to myself, can't get to myself. I just want it. Can't get to myself, can't get to myself, can't get to
Man, guys, sorry about that. What's going on, guys? Sorry, I try to never usually take a break from the stream that long, but got a pretty crazy phone call, so I had to answer it. Let's see. No blowouts this time. Why does Tom not like us? Oh, I'm sorry, Chase. Tesla didn't move much while I was gone. I guess that's a good thing. Tesla stayed right around the same. But the SPY gave out at 644. Wow, the SPY is continuing to drop off once again. That is pretty rough. SPY is crushed again. Yeah, that is a brutal drop there. 644 pulling back. Man, Mason, are you still in any puts? I'm sure you still have a few of them. Wow, that is quite the drop, guys. We are seeing a massive pullback today following a beginning of the week bullish frenzy. I guess, Tuesday and Wednesday were pretty fire. Up to new all-time highs. We pushed that 650 key psychological resistance and right back down. Very critical level overhead. Unfortunately, we could not break through. $647.50, $648. Resistance, perfect touches. Wow. What's coming up next? That's probably next on everybody's mind. What's coming up now? That's a big drop off there. 643 looking solid, looking solid. Man, I do think that 643 could be a pretty decent support here. We got to watch this. It's this wick. It's the low from after hours on Wednesday when Nvidia had earnings. It just fell through 644. Now we're all the way back at now 633, only 1 point lower. I know it's not the biggest drop off ever, but I do think that watching that after hours low from Wednesday is going to be important. We could end up seeing again some intraday reaction there, kind of like what we saw at 644. Maybe not that long of a chop, but who knows? We could see some reaction there. It looks like it's already reacting a little bit. Strangely enough. Hopefully this doesn't trap a lot of bears. If it does end up holding up well. Got stop lost earlier. Damn, dude. I miss Mac Miller so much, Chase said. Does a Mac Miller song come on? Is that why you keep saying that sometimes? I'm so lost on the Mac Miller comments. On that pullback up to 645, kind of pissed about it, but got some good gains today. Ah, gotcha. Still, though. Yeah, still pretty good. I would not have been surprised if 644 held up there. It was really trying to hold its ground, too. Why isn't the VIX like over 25 now? Let's go see VIX. Wow. That's a good jump by VIX today, up 8%. It just takes a lot of euphoria to get VIX down. You said over 25. Let's see. VIX only got over 25 at like 2 points this year. And it was mainly back in April. And we all know what SPY was doing back in April. Now, if SPY does this, then VIX is going to go over 25. Don't get me wrong. So, even if it does this, even just to here, it would probably get over 25. So, I mean, that would be quite the dip from where we are. Could you guys fathom if the SPY dropped to 585 right now? I bet a lot of you guys couldn't, but, I mean, realistically, the SPY likes to make these drops every once in a while that are pretty decent. A lot of the times, right around this time of the year, too. Kanji goes, that'd be awesome. I'd make so much money. It provides some good opportunities for anyone that feels like that they missed this big run, too. I know a lot of traders, and probably even some of you guys are new to trading and probably feel like that you missed this rip. But don't worry, on the next dip, get some good opportunities going. The good thing is that hopefully you can have some patience and wait for the dip, dollar cost average in, and be solid for the long run from that point onwards. Just 4.5 months ago, the SPY was 480. That is pretty insane to say, isn't it? 480 all the way up to where it was now. Let's do the percentage. All right, 480. From the low of April to the recent high, SPY ran up around 34%. Whoa. Got a couple UVXY options as well. UVXY, okay. Did you grab those today, Tanji? Ryan said a market apparently don't dip. I can't believe it just bounced off 643 again, holding up pretty well. That's fire. My dog is currently watching me eat a Nature Valley bar. What? Of course, I happened to read that one. My parrot is currently flinging purple sweet potato. You have a parrot, Weck? I wish I could hear it. Or maybe I don't, actually. I played games with someone that had a bird one time. Palantir. Gosh, the market got very slow here, guys. Very, very slow. Feel like we're not seeing a lot of good PA coming in here. A lot of slowed down, maybe mid-morning consolidation. Oklo, $73. Ryan actually posted a picture. That's funny. What is that thing in the background, Ryan? Is that darts? Is that some sort of like special dartboard that I am witnessing back there? With ninja stars? It's a ninja star dartboard. Cute dog. Some type of doodle, I'm sure. It's the goodest boy. Yep. He goes, forget the dartboard. There's a basketball hoop in there. Yeah, that would be the most fun. I don't know. They both sound pretty fun. That's funny. I feel like he took that picture in that way on purpose so that we saw that. That's funny. Ryan has a parrot too. It's just not real. What, Tangy Man? Hashtag doodles of stocked up. I think a couple people have them in the chat, actually. PLTR, it's down 1.48. Waiting for a larger move to happen. Lucid, we're going to have to pull up the SM bot to find some momentum here. Avgo puts are on the bot. AVGO. There we go, down 4.33%. That's a big pullback there. That bird taught you? That's pretty funny. I can't believe the marijuana stocks are down as bad as they are again today. Although, you know, if there's one sector that's going to move a lot and drop on down days, it's definitely that. CGC, ACB, CoreWeave, one of our favorite stocks here in the short term, down 5% today. Pulled back under $100, which is not a good thing to see for CoreWeave. You know, looking at them, they had tried to get this short-term run going here. I wonder if this is going to end up being more of like a dead cat bounce setup on the daily. It pulled back up, touched resistance, and is starting to reject. You know, and CoreWeave is one of those wild companies that is pretty overvalued probably right where it is. It could end up pulling back in a pretty massive way here. Go check out Nvidia. I know it broke that trend of lower highs there. Had that great pullback down towards 174. My gosh. Love to see that play out. Broke under there a little bit, but is kind of getting very choppy here. As we like to say, you know, the market is starting to slow down slightly, but we're still seeing good chop here coming in. If there does end up being a good market pullback, though, I think it'll provide some fantastic opportunities out there. So don't be upset. You know, I know that the market's been pretty bullish. You know, there's been new highs lately, especially, you know, Jackson Hole was pretty nice. And I know Nvidia's earnings were just iffy, but the SPY even made a new all-time high yesterday. But just live to be old, guys. The rest will follow. I'm hoping I'm out by 60, Chase said. Telling you, the toots and suits are selling bigly right now and probably won't stop until retail capitulates on a lot of the stocks. It is pretty crazy how much they've been selling, Tangi. It's pretty crazy. Jessie had a green-winged macaw, but she's passed away after a beautiful 27 years. Oh my gosh. I didn't realize that those birds got that old. "99% of the game is not dying." How old are you again, Tangi Man? Or I guess I could say, how young are you? So you don't feel bad. Your neighbor's bird was over 30. Wow. I would have never thought. B2 Gold Corp. Your parrot is early mid-20s. Dang, Weck. Baidu popping off a little bit today. Kind of following Baba's footsteps around here. Baba, which is up 11%, mind-blowing on the day. That would be cool, Chase. See you later, Jason. See you later. Have a great one, man. MasterCard's actively rising intraday. It's slow, though. It's up only 0.97%. It is a bit of a slower mover. Let me check the chain. The chain expiring next week. Yeah, there's not enough volume, really. I mean, there is, but the spreads are kind of wide, too. Not the best. It's almost like damn near like 8% bid-ask spreads, if not more, on some of them. Wow. I figured the chain was going to be pretty rough on that one. Pepsi pulling back slightly. Coca-Cola. How's Celsius? Are we continuing anything there? CELH up 4.44%. They had that big stake taken by Pepsi today. I thought maybe that would help them out, but it did not. It did not. Mason bought Slim Jims the other day. He said, bad idea. I've just been mucking these things. Man, Slim Jims, I love them, man. Especially at golf and stuff. You can't beat them. It's the perfect golf thing. You know, you run in the gas station real quick, grab them, go. And if they get hot, you don't have to worry about it too bad. Like all my protein bars melt. The problem with those. Six grams of protein, that's not bad. It's probably the little sticks, too. That's funny you say that. I was at the gas station by my house. Well, now I don't want to tell you what the gas station is. It's a big gas station, and they sell homemade beef jerky. And I bought a pound of it, and it was like $30. And I took it home, and I ate it for like 2 days, and then I didn't put it like in a bag, and it got so hard that I felt like I ate 2 pieces and just wasted it. It was funny. I was laughing. Grun's gummies. No, I've never heard of that, Tangy. Let me look it up. Oh, superfood. No, I haven't seen that. It's like a vitamin superfood deal. It says fresh and sweet taste. I wouldn't mind trying a little bit of those, Tangy. Tabasco flavor, Twin says, the best ones? Really? I don't think I've ever had that one, or if I did, it's been so long, I'm gonna have to try it. If I don't like it, you're gonna hear about it on Monday, Twin. Or sorry, on Tuesday. For those of you just now joining up, and those of you that don't know, the market is closed on Tuesday of next week. We can see the holiday hours right here. The market is closed. Keep that in mind. Labor Day, Monday, September 1st. No trading. I said Tuesday. Oh. Sorry, guys. It's 100% closed on Monday. It's closed on Monday. Trading will happen Tuesday. The market's closed Monday. Trading will resume on Tuesday. Sorry about that. Now the parrot's going to keep saying Tuesday. That's funny. Alrighty, guys. We're probably going to call the stream there. I've been doing it for so long today, I can't even talk now. No, I'm just kidding. It happens. But alrighty, guys. I hope you guys have a great one. Seriously, thanks for always being here. Let's check out the earnings for next week, though. Check out the economic calendar as well. Here are the earnings next week if you're interested. NIO on Tuesday. Dollar Tree. Salesforce. AI on Wednesday. Ooh, American Eagle on Wednesday. Ooh. Even at the bottom, Figma. FIG. Asana. ChargePoint. Wow, GTLB. A lot of like growth stocks here on Wednesday. Thursday, 1-800-Flowers.com. I didn't even know that they had a ticker. FLWS. Man, Code Rush used to be a saver on 1-800-Flowers. Man, I don't know if you guys ever used that code or not, or if you even know what I'm talking about. But Code Rush was a good one. 1-800-Flowers. Can't even believe that. Going back to the earnings, though. Shoe Carnival, Sienna, Broadcom, Lulu, DocuSign on Thursday. Smith & Wesson. Okay, yeah, quite a bit here. So quite a bit next week, even though it's not like the biggest stocks in the market like Nvidia or even any of the Mag 7s. Still some interesting ones. I would say my favorites are NEO, American Eagle, and Broadcom. Those are going to be my three. Lulu needs a good report with how their stock has been. Let's go look at Lulu. They've been dying. On their last earnings, they gapped down a metric ton. So we'll see if they can do that again now. Yeah, I love it, yeah. Tangy Man says Toro's still in business. Yeah, they are. They are. I own a Toro. A Toro zero turn, Tangy. That's funny. All right, see you guys. I'll talk to you later.